Hey everyone, Alex at BP Autosports here with another Supra video. So the last video we went ahead and built the muffler for the car. And we've been doing a lot of aluminum work for it recently, and we're going to continue with that trend. So underneath me here, what we're going to be working on is the fuel cell. And I had made the first iteration of the fuel cell that did not go well. And that's right here. I tried to use 40,000th aluminum sheet. The weld came out horribly and it didn't fit in the car properly. Just the whole thing was a no-go. So I redimensioned, reevaluated, and came up with a new idea and a new design for it that doesn't sacrifice fuel cell volume, as I do plan to street drive it, as I've said before, but it fits in the rear of the car much more adequately, and it should be a better solution than the previous attempt. So right here we have some 100,000th aluminum sheet, which will be much nicer to weld and work with, and as opposed to trying to break one single piece of aluminum into the shape of the fuel cell, I went ahead and I had individual pieces cut. So the cell is 29 inches long, it's 17 inches wide, and it's 7 inches deep. And if my math is correct, it should be right around 15 gallons without the sump placed on the bottom of it for fuel to actually be introduced into the fuel system. So since I don't have any other really prep work to do, I guess we can go ahead and start tacking these pieces together. Alright, got this fuel cell tacked together. It's here on the ground. So, fit up pretty nicely. Set myself up with nice outside corner joints on all of the seams. An outside corner is effectively the same thing, or it gives you the same weld dynamic as if I was welding a beveled schedule pipe butt weld. So, makes it a little bit easier and makes it for some more sightly welds when everything's all said and done. But this thing is still hot, so I'm going to let it cool down for a couple of minutes. Once it is cool, I will test fit it up in the rear of the car. If all is well there, then it's weld time. So wait for a few minutes. Once it's cool, fit it, and we'll go from there. That was a lot of welding, but the tank's welded up now, sitting on the ground. Let's take a look at it. And, I mean, you can only make an aluminum box so interesting, but it did come out pretty well. Nice weld around the corner there. All the welds came out nice, and she's solid and hollow, which is, I guess, a bit oxymoronic. So the next thing to do will be to make the actual sump that allows fuel to make it to the rest of the fuel system. And probably won't get to it tonight or for the next day or two, but I will get back with you guys when it is time to do that, and we'll continue the video. Alright, back after a few days. I have the cell here, and I went ahead and marked out a center line on it, as today we are going to be making and welding the sump onto the rest of the fuel cell. So I went ahead and already cut out two of the main body portions of the fuel cell, one of which has this number 12 ORB fitting that's pressed into it, and the other one will serve as what would be the hypotenuse of the right triangle that will end up being the body of the fuel cell. So first order of business will be to tack these two pieces together. Once those are tacked together, I can get the dimensions of the triangles that will make up the two side panels of it. When I get those cut out, I can tack them to the rest of the body of the sump, and then we can mark out on here the area that will be removed, so I can weld the sump onto it and have it actually function as a sump. Alright, there we have the sump all tacked on. And as you guys saw, I went ahead and I cleaned the cell out after I made the cuts on it, so that way I got the bulk of any abrasive debris out of the inside of the cell. I wound up flushing it with water prior to actually putting it into service, but for right now, we're as clean as we need to be. So I can go ahead and weld this on there. So let's get to it. As you saw, I got the sump welded onto the bottom side of the fuel cell, and I rigged it in the back of the car, so let's take a look. Now, I guess let me pop the hatch first. There we go. It fits pretty much perfectly between the two frame rails. And I went ahead and I leveled the fuel cell, so it should be sitting in the position that it needs to be in. So let me close this hatch, raise the car up, and we'll take a look underneath, see the cell, and we can see how it will need to be mounted. Okay, underneath of the car, if we flatten the bumper out, you can see just the bottom of the cell underneath, which I think looks sweet, or the bottom of the sump rather. And it will be close to the muffler, but I can re-angle this section of it so that way it fits nicely. And it actually gives me a little bit more of an upward angle on the muffler, which is always cool. Now, mounting wise, I think what makes the most sense is I have a threaded hole here on the passenger side, and on the driver's side I also have a threaded hole here. I have another one there, and I guess the closest next one would be this hole here, which I might need to leave as is so I can use it to tie the back of the bumper up, or build some sort of an auxiliary bracket off of fuel cell bracket. However, it looks like there will be plenty of mounting options to place this where it needs to be, and so it clears everything. So hate to do it, but we'll have to prolong this video for another day. And tomorrow after work, I can come in and get the mounts knocked out, and we'll pick back up then. All right, we're down to the final day of building the fuel cell. So I went ahead and I got one of the brackets made up. This will obviously get welded to the side of the cell. And I did find in the rear, there is a bolt hole right up there. Oh, that will serve as the third point of mounting that will keep the cell nice and balanced and keep it in place. So I'll go ahead and I'll get the bracket made for this side, and then we can move on to the rear bracket. So let's go ahead, get that other side bracket made, and keep moving. All right, we have the second bracket done for the fuel cell. And as you saw, got it up in its home. So obviously needs to be tacked to the side of the cell, same as the one on the other side. And the one on the rear that we're about to do. Once I have them tacked, I can drop the whole cell out, take it over to the bench, and I can weld everything up. And at that point, the bulk of the fuel cell will be finished. So those two brackets were relatively easy. This one in the rear is going to be a little bit more complex, but nothing that isn't in the realm of possibility. So I guess let me go ahead, I'll get some measurements and get to building this one. Now, I have all the brackets done and all of them are up underneath the car. So, first one that you guys saw, have the rear one that just got finished, and have the driver's side all in their positions. So, at this point, I have locations for all the brackets, the cell is leveled, the cell is in the position that I want it to be in, and now I can go ahead, tack the brackets to the fuel cell, then drop it out, weld the brackets to the cell on the bench, and at that point we have the fuel cell that will hang up in the car on its own without the aid of ratchet straps. So I'll roll the welder over, I'll get the brackets tacked on, drop the cell out, we can go over to the bench, weld them up, and the fuel cell is essentially complete at that point. All of the tabs welded on, as you guys just saw, and I'm going to wait and not make any commitments as far as a fill port or fill net go on it right now. I want to get it up in the car and think about a little bit exactly how I want to do it, but since we do have mounts on it, that means we can go ahead, put it up in the car, and take a look at it without having ratchet straps wrapped around it. So let's do that. And just like that, without the aid of ratchet straps or any other jerry-rigged mounting system, we have a fuel cell up in here. So all the mounts fit exactly as they were mocked up. Like I said before, if you look at it from the rear, tuck the bumper up into place, have just a little bit of sump sticking out the bottom, which I think looks sweet. And you can grab it. I'm not sure if you can see or not, but with that cell, it shakes the whole car. So I'd say it's mounted solid enough. So I think that will about wrap it up for this portion of the build, or this episode rather. The next one, I think I'll probably go ahead and start working on the sheet metal panel that goes over top of the fuel cell. And as I'm figuring that out, I can figure out exactly how I want to do the fill port for the cell. So until then, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.